since Monday blocked the entrance into the company at the Bazaar neighborhood in Edgard. 2 persons are reported to have died and some injured in a road accident in Kongsamba littoral region of the country. The accident occurred in the night of Monday, October 25, breaking this Tuesday as a bus belonging to the Bambutus Express agency collided with another one, ending up in the bush, hence killing 2 and leaving some passengers wounded. To something else, the non-governmental organization Human Rights Watch has denounced the use of military court to try civilians suspected of having a hand in the Kumba school massacre of October 24, 2020. In a report published by the organization yesterday, they have termed it a sham trial. Details in the following report.
1 year after the Kumba school massacre, in which 7 children were killed and at least 13 others injured in the southwest region by unidentified men who stormed the school premises with motorbikes, the non-governmental organization Human Rights Watch has called the trial of civilians on the case a sham trial. In a note published by the organization, the senior Africa researcher Ilaria Allegrozi states that victims of the massacre have the right to expect an effective investigation and for those responsible to be brought to justice in a fair trial. According to her, Cameroonian authorities seem to have railroaded people into a sham trial before a military tribunal with a predetermined outcome, crowned with the imposition of the death penalty, which is unlawful under international human rights law. The criticism comes after a trial held between December 2020 and September 7, in which 12 people were tried by the military court in Boye. The 12 defendants included the school owner, principal, and 4 teachers. 4 were found guilty of terrorism, secession, hostility against the fatherland, murder, possession of illegal arms and ammunition, and insurrection, and sentenced to death on September 7, 2021. 4 others were sentenced to 5 months in jail and a fine of 50,000 francs CFA for failing to report terrorism threats from separatist fighters. The court acquitted 4 others. In addition to the use of military tribunal to try civilians, the trial, according to the organization, was marred by procedural irregularities violating the rights of the accused. As a reminder, on October 24, 2020, gunmen stormed Mother Francisca Bilingual Academy, a school in Kumba's Fiango neighborhood. No one claimed responsibility of the killings, but many blamed armed separatists who have called for a boycott of education in the restive regions of the country since 2017. President Paul Biya had declared October 31 as a day of national mourning with flags flown all day. The 7 victims of the massacre, Che Telman Chang, Ngemong Princess, Victory Kamibong, Ngameni Munge Remy, Anamingim Jennifer, and Zakame Chima were laid to rest on November 5, 2020 at the Kumba Amusement Park. The incident had sparked widespread condemnation.
Nana Anastasia, chairlady of the PCC Tamulong congregation in the Mezam Presbytery, kidnapped by armed men on Sunday, October 24, 2021, or Sunday, October 23, 2021, has been released. This information is contained in a press release published by the PCC. The incident, which took place on the church premises after a ceremony to induct and institute into offices some 6 officers of the church by the PCC Secretary Committee of the Ministry, Reverend Emmanuel Masok, had seen PCC Christians make distress call for her release. Though no information has been disclosed as to where and why she was taken, Elder Anastasia was set free Monday, October 25, 2021. Inhabitants of Sable Mbanga, a neighborhood in Douala 3 subdivision, have decried poor state of roads in that community. Font Quinta was present as they called on government to listen to their plight. Her report.
Because of our road, that is what we see here. We are suffering too much here because of our road. For example, just look at from Tradex and Badikuli. Just look at that. Even the wound we have, you see every woman here with plaster.
An inhabitant of Sablum-Bangapongo locality in the Douala 3 subdivision, Littoral region of Cameroon, lamenting over the poor state of roads in that neighborhood. Residents of Sablum-Bangapongo say they have been abandoned with little or no developmental projects to boast of, thus making life unbearable for them.
These 6 years now I came to Bangapongo, our road here is very bad. And this here is very difficult. Even to, when we go and buy, it is something that you buy and eat with your children. Our own benefit will go out of transport. For example, when you buy market, you buy 250 from Ga, you pay 250 from 1,000. But when you reach Cedrick, you only small okra that you buy, you pay 2,000. Okay, when you pay 2,000, when you come here too, they will say it's more share.
Aside bad roads, they say power supply is epileptic plus. They go for months without potable water. Our main problem here is the road. Without good roads, it's difficult to come here. We are traders, as you can see. For a small bag to get here, we spend at least 2,500 francs to 3,000 francs. When we sample our goods, clients complain of high prices. They even go directly to the market to buy. We are suffering. There is nothing to sell or eat. Water too is a catastrophe. Typhoid can leave us because of water. We don't have electricity as well. With the poor state of roads coupled with hardship, inhabitants of Sablum-Bangapongo are calling on officials to look into their plight.
Some 300 IDPs drawn from the 6 divisions of the Southwest region have benefited from foodstuff given to them by the Southwest Regional Assembly. The donation exercise took place on Saturday, October 23 in Boya. Clarice Ekowe.
Internally displaced people.
Gathered at the premises of the Southwest Regional Assembly in Boya, these are some 300 IDPs drawn from the 6 divisions of the Southwest region. Standing on a queue of 50 persons per division, each IDP received this Saturday food items comprising of 1 bag of rice, 1 bag of salt, 5 cubes of savons, and 5 liters of vegetable oil distributed to the IDPs by members of the Southwest Regional Assembly.
In Africa, we have a spirit of solidarity. So the Regional Assembly felt that we should share this same solidarity with other fellow Southwesterners who unfortunately cannot be where they are supposed to be. We have chosen Boya in particular because we realize that the city of Boya is the first in terms of the number of IDPs. Next year we'll move to Meme and we'll continue with all the 6 divisions.
Being the first of its kind, this activity supervised by the president of the Southwest Regional Assembly, Bakoma Elango Zakios, was also an opportunity for him to reiterate the need for peace to carry out developmental projects.
We don't begin, they don't make Papa and Mommy them. They don't leave their houses. They can't find refuge for Boya. With the Bebuna, make una help government for try for appeal to our picking them. When they make we not go back to our villages, make something touch their heart.
Given the hardship brought about by their displacement for years now, these beneficiaries appreciated the item received while hoping for lasting solutions to the ongoing Anglophone crisis.
I appreciate the assembly the way they do for we, for member we are picking them.
As you see, we are really helpless. Leaving your home to come and stay in somewhere strange, it's really difficult for us.
This medium to also appeal to the government that for how long will they keep giving us food? I think they should help us to resolve these issues.
Meanwhile, plans are on their way for this similar donation to IDPs by the Southwest Regional Assembly to take place in other divisions of the Southwest region.
Members of the Cameroon Community Media Network Littoral Chapter held their network meeting October 25, 2021 in Douala. This to discuss pertinent issues pertaining to the growth of the network and its members. Eileen Sama was present. Her report.
The meeting that brought together members of the CTM and Littoral branch today falls under the last Peace Journalism and Conflict Resolution project of the PCC Peace Program for the year 2021. The peace journalists who have distinguished themselves in the media landscape in Cameroon by promoting the restoration of peace through their reporting, brainstormed on how to do their job better, bringing in their quota in community development. Regina Liengo Etaka, coordinator of the CTM and Littoral chapter, highlights the focus of the day.
We usually take a topic which is sensitive and edify our members on. We try to educate them on how to do reports to help promote peace in our society. And today the topic for discussion was on reporting on gender-based violence. We came out with this topic because of recently in the Littoral region we realized that there is a lot of gender-based violence that is going on. Gender-based violence is on the increase. We find women being raped, young girls being raped, and even men are also victims of gender-based violence because most often psychologically traumatized by their wife, which plays a great role, which also affects them intellectually.
Mbako Jude reiterated the importance of situational analysis to the network and in conflict resolution in the country.
It sounds like an old song, but there are different angles to gender-based violence that many reporters especially are discovering on the field. And how do we handle such situations that we report these issues to the people without creating more harm on victims and stakeholders involved? We also had time to look at the Littoral region as a whole, the 4 divisions of the Littoral region, and Douala in particular, scout out some of these issues that are creating possible conflicts in the city and see how we can bring them to the limelight, educate the population, create awareness to stakeholders.
The meeting offered an opportunity for members to update their knowledge and skills in tackling sensitive reports on gender-based violence.
As a participant, I learned a lot today concerning gender-based violence, especially the do's and don'ts concerning reporting on gender-based violence. I noticed that I made a lot of mistakes anytime I reported on the issue. For instance, give the name of the victim, the age, even the location. What happens to be very, very bad when it comes to reporting the issue, because the main aim is always protect the survivor.
The progress made so far by the peace journalists of the CTM and Littoral branch in conflict resolution reporting since its creation is worth applauding. Mbako Jude.
It was very important for everyone to have come on board, and many people are now affiliating to us as peace journalists. I think it's a very, it's a better way to take. It's been a very good move so far. As a peace journalist, I've been able to do reports just out of the mindset of reporting, but teaching my stories in a way that develops society and the people getting the information more.
The exchanges between the members of the network and its executive boiled down into a practical exchange on situational analysis, which crowned the event.
Out of the country, protesters have remained in the streets of Sudan after the country's armed forces launched a military coup. Chanting and waving flags, they blocked roads in the capital Khartoum and around the country following the takeover. Yesterday, Monday, October 25, coup leader General Abdel Fattah dissolved civilian rule, arrested political leaders and called a state of emergency. Soldiers opened fire on crowd and reportedly killed 10 persons. The coup has drawn global condemnation. After visiting Mali, the UN Security Council delegation traveled to Niger to discuss ways to support peace and stability in the Sahel region. In the face of atrocities committed by jihadist groups, the delegation met with President Mohamed Bazoum on October 25, as well as civilian officials and military leaders. Niger and Burkina Faso are facing a threat of an Islamist insurgency that swept into central Mali, leaving thousands of deaths in its wake. That was it for today's edition of Prime Flash. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. You get details in our 6:30 p.m. Prime News with Fun Quinta and more stories. Thanks once again for watching. Have a nice day in the company of programs on the African Eye. Bye.